Oh, sick. There's a dragon lore for just under 3,700. That's perfect. Okay, let me just check PayPal real quick. Well, that's not good. Maybe I should make an RSPS video. Nah, I'm just messing with you guys. But before we get into today's video, I just want to let you know that all the music today is provided by my man Glibs on SoundCloud. Make sure you go check him out. He's really awesome. I listened to him a lot recently. But anyways, back to the video. This is my top 5 RuneScape private servers of all time. I wanted to make a top 5 video, or another like guide video again, just because they're so much fun to make. They're so much fun to edit, so much fun to test, and I've been out of the scene for a while, so when I wanted to make this video, I didn't want to like go to like Rune Locust and go to like the top 5 servers and be like, these are the top 5 servers of April 5th, 2017. And it's like, you can easily find that out yourself. So I decided to do my top 5 RuneScape private servers, and I feel like it'll be fun to watch. But before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know that this video is all my opinion. There is no factual evidence that one server is better than the other, just my opinion. Also, I make RSPS videos, which, believe it or not, does not make me a professional reviewer, so keep that in mind as I'm going through. This is just what I think, and I have a very like sensitive opinion towards RSPS. Like, it has to be a very good RSPS for me to just log on. That not even like a template, just for me to log on, I have to have high hopes for it. So if your favorite server didn't make this list, I'm sorry, this is just up to me. So number 5, we have PK Honor, and shout out to my man Billy for showing me PK Honor. This was actually crazy. He showed me, like, I had no idea, because it's called PK Honor. I thought it had to do with PKing, and I am not a very big PKer, so you know, I wasn't really all for it. And then turns out it's like the #1 PVM server ever. Like, they have this thing called Death, where you kill, and this is like my favorite thing in the world. Like, this was the coolest thing to me. And so if you get 50,000 Slayer points, and like whenever you kill something, you get like 5 Slayer points. Like a Blood Velvet is like 5 Slayer points. So it's like, it takes a long time. And then if you get 100 billion gold, you can buy this thing that makes you Death, which is like this little guy right down here. And your stats are increased. You have like double the stats, you attack twice as fast, you get permanent soul split, and with soul split you're allowed to have another overhead prayer active. Like, it's like a passive effect, so it's just like crazy. And so everyone's always pushing towards that. I never got it, sadly, but it was like always a cool thing in the back of my mind. Also, they had custom whips, which I thought were really cool, that were like I don't even know how to explain it. Like, they each had certain stuff to it. Like, one made your strength like a lot higher, one attacked twice as fast, one made you more lucky, one had a soul split effect. Like, they're all super expensive. I only got to own one of them in my PK Honor career, but it was definitely cool. And then the bosses were perfect. There were so many. It was like, people are like advertise on servers that, oh, we have perfect BKing, we have flawless BKing. They had perfect bossing and flawless bossing. Like, no complaints my entire time there. I was always so happy to be playing. And it's sad I no longer play this server. My main account was actually hacked, and I have nothing really on it, so maybe I'll come back, but it depends. Now, number 4 is going to be a server that I'm assuming not a lot of you have heard of, called Zalarius. Now, Zalarius was one of my first, I gotta say, like, my first 5 private servers, and you guys know I'm into bossing. So how this server worked is, it was bossy only. That's all there was to do. And there were these bosses that had like just an insane amount of health, like 100,000 health, let's say. And you would kill it, and you would get 1 token. Now, it would take you like 20 to 30 minutes to kill one, and to get this like cool Torva that would make you invincible, and it would give you a weapon that made you one hit anything. It would just basically make you the coolest person on the server. Costed 10,000 tokens, but you could also spend a token to do like 1 more damage per hit. So it was like, you had to find the combination between saving up and doing the right amount of damage so it wouldn't take forever. And you would trade those into the penguins that would always, I just remember the penguins very strongly, that would always give you that. And it was a very small community. There was like 15 of us that played, and for a long time I was in first. Like, I was the #1 grinder on the server for the tokens. I only got to halfway after a couple months, and I left the server. I don't remember why I left, but I think I ran out of time to grind every single day. But definitely has to be my top 5. Played it so much, loved the idea of it. Now, if we go to the next server, I have an honorable mention for Near Reality. Now, Near Reality, I uploaded a couple videos, was the server that really taught me how to grind. Like, I uploaded a couple 10-hour loot videos, like loot from 1,000 kills. And what I didn't really say in those videos is I was just recording what I did on that server on a daily basis. Like, I remember one day on a Sunday, I woke up and I legitimately played the server. Like, I didn't have work this day, and I played the server for 10 hours. So it was just like just straight, and I didn't even realize what I was doing. I think I was killing tormented demons for no joke 10 hours straight. Like, I was total nerd in this game. Like, this was like, I think the server caught me right in between girlfriends, so I didn't have like, I mean, obviously I have my bros, but I could just keep them like texting and be like, oh yeah, I'm not feeling well. Meanwhile, I would play Near Reality for 10 hours straight. So it was definitely a fun time playing this, and the customs were just incredible. I love the custom whips. I'm not sure if they had any bonuses on them. I mean, a lot of them did, but some of them were just different colors, which I loved. And of course, they introduced the dragon kite shield before it was a thing on RuneScape, so this is a long time ago. So that was definitely, well, not a long time, about 2 years, I'm assuming. So it was definitely a lot of fun for me. I love that server. Now moving on to number 3, this is a more recent one. This is Allura RSPS, and Allura RSPS will always like be special to me because it was where I really connected with my YouTube audience. And before this, I actually hit my 50,000 view mark on Allura, and I hit 300 subs on Allura very fast after joining, and it was just cool to have a community. Like, I would get on, my PMs would be flooded with like, oh hey, I loved your video, when's the next one coming out, hey, I was watching your video, and by the way, if you used ranger boots instead of like dragon boots, you would do a lot more damage to Armadillo, getting you more trips per hour. And so like everyone was really helpful, and they like enjoyed me being there, so it was just kind of like the coolest thing for me. From a YouTuber standpoint, to know that I was like actually impacting people, if that makes sense. I may just sound like the biggest like dork in the world right now, but definitely Allura for the YouTube aspect is like, will always have a little part of my heart. And if you look over to the side here, I'm actually using a thumbnail from Effigy Swiper. Basically, I don't know if you guys know this, since this is on the channel ZachonRSPS or ZachonRS2, I don't remember what the name is, but it got to the point on my main channel, as I was growing too fast, live streaming and doing what I was doing, that Jagex actually shut me down for copyright. So I don't have any of the other screenshots or pictures I put in my videos anymore, but I have effigies, and he's a bro. I know he wouldn't be upset if I used his pictures. So moving on to number 2, Ragnarok. Ragnarok was just like the coolest idea to me ever. Now, when I joined a bunch of different servers, a guy I always followed around was named Flushawoosh, and he was always, or Mike, and he was always like this like big YouTuber. He always had a couple thousand subscribers in like the RSPS scene. That's a lot. And he was like, I don't know, he just like played to play, and like other people were like chasing the RSPS paycheck and just kind of like gambling their way to the top of servers. He just kind of played, and he was into bossing, and he just did whatever, and I thought that was so cool. And that's the reason I started my channel. Was actually him and OSRS Sam, or he used to be Sam, RSPS Sam, but both of them just like, they just kind of did their own thing, and it inspired me to play. So when he came out with a server, of course I was on the YouTuber beta instantly. Like, I wanted it like more than anything at that point, like, was to be on the Ragnarok beta. I remember when I got accepted to the Ragnarok beta, I got an email from Flush himself to my special email account for YouTube, and I was sitting there, and I was like low-key freaking out because I was so excited. And I was sitting next to my girlfriend, and she didn't understand like the whole thing. Like, I think she knows I do YouTube, or I do something on my computer for long periods of time that I probably shouldn't be doing. And so she didn't really understand why I was freaking out, but this was like the biggest deal to me ever, was knowing that like Flush saw me as a YouTuber and was like, oh hey, like he should be in the beta, like I feel like he's beneficial to us. So that was awesome. I also loved the community on the server. Like, everyone was really chill. I love the deadman mode idea, but it was just kind of like my YouTube, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, my inspiration to start making RSPS videos came out with a server, and he thought I was a decent enough YouTuber to allow me in the beta, which I met Floosh, I got to talk to him a little bit, so that was honestly like the coolest thing for me. Now, moving on, we have Cadigan. Now, there is a Cadigan HD server now, but it is not the old school Cadigan that I played. And this is an honorable mention. This is actually the first RSPS I have ever played. Now, imagine, I don't even know how old I was. This was years ago, where I didn't even understand that like gold selling or botting was a thing on RuneScape. Like, it was like I put like dark side of RuneScape in quotes there, because it was like when I played this, like people were talking about gold selling, botting, account sharing, all this stuff, and like I was actually scared. Like, I played my first RuneScape private server, first of all, in the web browser, when you used to be able to do that, and in an incognito tab, because I was scared I was going to get banned on my main account from RuneScape, because I was playing on a private server, because that was totally against the rules. Now, I obviously know that, like, they're not going to catch you, but, like, back in the day, that's, like, how I felt and everything, me being a younger kid. So, this server really taught me everything about, like, botting, account selling, like all name selling, like all this different stuff that I've tried, and it was just crazy to think it all stemmed from this one server. The server itself was horrible. Like, the community sucked, everything sucked on the server, there were bugs everywhere, but the fact where I hit something with a bronze sword and I got to level 10 instantly, with me only playing RuneScape before, like no other private servers, that was like the weirdest thing in the world. And I'll always remember the first moment I went on there, so that definitely deserved an honorable mention, even though it didn't make my top 5 just because of how bad it was. Now, moving on to my number 1, I had to put ICOV on number 1. It was between Ragnarok, Allura, and ICOV. They're all very close knit, just because Allura, YouTube aspect, Ragnarok, like the fact that like all my YouTube idols, like okay, so Sam, Floosh, and this guy, he doesn't make videos anymore, I don't think. His name now is Deluxe Comedy, but those three were on the server at the same time, like talking. I used to be able to see them. But that's enough about Ragnarok. That was just me fangirling over my YouTube, like celebrities, you could call it. But back to ICOV. This is where I not only found all my favorite YouTubers' channels, including Floosh, Sam. I don't know if Arts made ICOV videos, to be honest. I wasn't an Arts fan back then. I am now, but I don't know. I didn't know Arts back then. I knew Deluxe, and there were a couple other guys who don't make videos anymore that I learned from ICOV. Like, everyone played ICOV, and they had just so many cool ideas. Like, I fell in love with ICOV. It was the first server that I played like religiously. Like, I would come home from school, and I was just ICOV, and like instantly, like I didn't even have another thought in my head. So it was awesome, and it was actually the first thing I ever uploaded, and I have that video saved actually on my computer, which Jagex wasn't able to take that one from me. So it was a video of me trying to get to 5 bill from scratch, because I can't remember, Deluxe Comedy may have done it, and I thought it was like the coolest idea ever. So I tried to show people how to make money. So considering my bank at the most was 1 bill at the time, like I was trying to show people how to make money, but I couldn't even make money myself, which is really fun. And it was like the largest server at the time. Like it was just cool playing. It felt like a second RuneScape, like honestly. So if you weren't around for the ICOV era, you really missed out. There's nothing like it now. Like every server is gonna be like, oh, we're the new ICOV. Like, no, there's no such thing as the new ICOV. ICOV was like this holy grail of RSPSs that we may never see again, to be honest. I know Elcoy is pretty high up right now, but I'll be able to test that for myself later. But if you guys enjoyed this type of video, let me know in the comments section below. I know there's a lot of rambling, but like this is my top 5 RuneScape private servers of all time, so I just want to let you know how I thought, or how I felt about each one, and why I put them in that order. And if you guys did like the video, please leave a thumbs up. I'm looking to do 2 to 3 videos a week now. I'm coming back to the RSPS scene, like full throttle. I want to start making content again. I miss the RSPS scene. I know I said I was leaving, but it's like, it's kind of like this weird addiction. Like, it's this addiction you don't want to have, but at the same time, it's just so much fun to play RSPSs and upload them. So anyways, I'm going to stop the incoherent rambling here. If you guys liked the video, leave a comment, leave me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys on one of these servers. Peace out.